I would request Mr. Mridul Pilani to start the session and make Dr. Manini Ojha the presenter of the session.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me for giving this talk. I'm really excited to talk to all the students here, to all the young minds who are facing this predicament about what career they should actually choose for themselves. So today I'm going to talk about what it entails to start on an academic journey. And I will draw a little bit from my own academic journey so that you can get to know how I got to how I got into this profession. I'm Dr. Manini Ojha. I am an assistant professor of economics at the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, as you were just told. So what are my job profiles? Well, my job profiles are number one, that I'm an economist because I'm formally trained as an economist. I did my bachelor's, my master's, my PhD, everything in economics. So I'm an economist. Apart from that, as you know, I teach, right? So I'm a professor, so I profess in economics. And I've been doing that for quite a while. And I will tell you, I started teaching at a very young age. And then I decided to, continue to do further pursue my further studies. So I'm also a professor. I'm an educator. When I'm not teaching, what am I doing? I'm doing research. So my professional career also includes a lot of research, which means I spend a lot of hours in going into depth of the topics of my interest. I spend a lot of hours thinking and writing and making economic models and writing papers and trying to get them published, right? And when I'm not doing, well, typically when I'm not teaching, then I'm doing research. Now I'll come to the exact steps that you require to become a professor in India. If, for example, I think there was a question about B.Ed, etc. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. So first of all, you want to opt for the stream of your choice in 12th grade, right? So you can choose science, commerce, whatever you're interested in. And as long as you've of course strive to, do well and get good grades in school. But once you finish schooling, then you decide whichever subject is of your interest, you apply for a bachelor's in that subject in college, right? So you need to finish your BA in that subject or a BSc in the subject of your interest, right? That is, as I said, requires good grades so that you can get into a college of your choice. Things have become very, very competitive now. So you really have to strive to do well in your 12th grade exams, right? So now bachelor's is a really critical step in India. You need a certain minimum percentage in your bachelor's to be able to pursue a master's, okay? So I think the percentage requirement for your master's degree is 55%. So after you finish your bachelor's, then you go ahead and apply for your master's program. Now can you wait at this slide, please? The earlier slide number 8, yeah. At the university level, when you start pursuing your master's, now I mean, it depends on your subject. But at least for the economics discipline, as I said, there are competitive exams that are held. So even if you have a certain minimum percentage, which is about 55% in your bachelor's, which is the second division, I believe, still that is what is required. You also have to clear the competitive exams. Right. So once you clear the competitive exams, then you can start your master's degree. Now, again, in the master's program, you need to have, once you finish your master's, you need to have 55%. You must score 55%. That is the minimum eligibility criteria for the next step. Now, what is the next step? The next step is that you either sit for the national eligibility test. This is the NET. Okay, this is the UGC NET exam that I'm talking about, which is required if you want to start teaching in colleges. Okay. you can sit for NET, or some people go ahead and start doing their MPhil. So that is a master's in philosophy, which is a 2-year course in most of the universities, or you skip the MPhil step and straight away decide to do a PhD. Okay. Now, over the years, I think there's a lot of phasing out of this MPhil degree. Not many people do the MPhil degree anymore. If you want to continue to do research, you just go start doing your PhD, right? So the minimum requirement to start teaching in colleges is that you either qualify your NET or you have a PhD, right? So you can choose one of these. If you want to not do the NET and just go into research, you will have to have completed your PhD to be able to advance in the teaching profession. All right. You can also start teaching without a PhD as long as you have a NET. However, as I said to you earlier, that when I realize if I want to advance in the career, I will have to do a PhD in future, because you start as an assistant professor, you go up to an associate professor, and then to become a full professor, you have to have a PhD, right?
Thank you, ma'am, for
Right.
making this session meaningful. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
ma'am.
students. Hope that you took something something away from this session of mine and my academic journey, and what are the exact steps that you need to follow to become a professor. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Take care.